Hi everybody, John Hinn with the Pulsing Cinema, and today we're going to cover a movie that I already did a very long podcast about a number of years ago with Mike. It's the 2008 French-Canadian co-production Martyrs. And as I said, did a long podcast on it. This is going to be more of a thumbnail sketch. It's going to be more of a thumbnail, spoiler-free sketch of the movie because this film is incredible. I first watched it just going blind into it, just saw that incredible poster art, and that was it. And the film starts out, and you have a feeling, you know where it's going. This is going to be just your average horror film. And then about halfway through, a little less than halfway through, the film just opens up and totally it flips the script, it abuses your mind, it totally abuses your conception of what a horror film is, because this film is really almost like a horror film, European art house hybrid, a film which you could have, one of the great European cinematic masters of Nicolas Roeg or Pasolini could have made this film, and you wouldn't bat an eye, because it's that good. It's a great film, which I think will have limited exposure just due to the fact of its extreme subject matter, the fact that it was kind of labeled a horror film, and it was part of that French horror film wave of the early 2000s, and films like, I believe, like Inside and Frontiers, and that kind of German-French extreme horror wave. Also Hostel, really, even though that's an American film, it got lumped into the American-French Switchblade romance, and these films were labeled as torture porn or what have you. That was a label that was being bandied about. And this film is an extreme film. It has some very extreme stuff, and I think if you're of the faint of heart, not a film you're really going to want to watch. If you can take it, if you're into the strong stuff, this is a really good film. And the violence and some of the virtuoso special effects in this film have a purpose. It's not just slinging around the blood. It's not just a Herschel Gordon Lewis, Frank Henenlotter kind of comedic extremity. These effects have a purpose and a point, and they almost feel like blows to your own body as you're watching this film. And the film, has a core. It has two central characters, two women, two young girls, two friends who are both orphans. One of them comes from mysterious circumstances and gets involved at the beginning of the film, complicates the other orphan's life and pulls her into her circumstance. And I'm trying to be vague because, it's just such a special film. I don't want to spoil it. Again, if you want to get a spoiler, go to the longer podcast that we did together on it. But the direction is superb. One of those movies, again, that halfway through restarts itself. A great soundtrack by Seppuku Paradigm that was... It's an electroacoustic type of European soundtrack that is a bit synthesizer, but there's a lot of synthesizer soundtracks today. A lot of people trying to become John Carpenter Jr.'s, and that's not what this film is. So I think I'll stop here before I go any further. Martyrs, a violent, strangely beautiful, great film.